Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so the score was 127-110, and the Lakers beat the Mavericks at home. It was a really, really good game for our team. 42 points in the third quarter, man. 32 fast break points to their 7 or something like that. 64 points in the paint, somewhere like that. So we were really kicking tail. 40% from behind the arc. We ended up finding our way from behind the arc without shooting as many, and the ones we took in the second half were so much better than the ones we took in the first. Kind of got away from that, only attempted like 28 if I'm not mistaken, and just continued to pound them in the paint, getting out in that fast break, running and pushing the pace hard, and ultimately we really found our stride there in that second half. You got to give credit to everybody, really. D'Lo, Bron, and AD all showed up. Our stars showed up. You know, D'Lo, I think he had like 29 points or something like that. Don't remember. Numbers aren't sticking in my head, but we love what we got from Bron. I think he had like 28, 8, and 8. I'm winging it, as you guys can tell. And AD, 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Cleaned up glass. Just destroyed people. And Austin Reeves had 7 assists to go along with double-digit points. He really had it going tonight as well. And Vanderbilt, even though the stats never tell you the truth, Vanderbilt was fantastic tonight on Kyrie Irving. We just really cleaned up well tonight, man. The first half was a little chippy, as I was telling you guys, but we came out of that locker room, and that was probably the best third quarter I've seen in 2 or 3 years from this team. I mean, we really took advantage of the Dallas Mavericks' porous defense and their bad shooting tonight, and just love what I saw, man. Love what I saw. You know, when I consider what this team is capable of doing. The missing ingredient most nights is D'Lo being like this. When he plays like this, and then our stars just do what they normally do, we're unbeatable. But the inconsistency from him is what ultimately ends up being the problem, and you can't find that third star, because that third star doesn't exist. But if D'Lo comes into his confidence like he shot tonight, you win. You win almost every game you're in. It's hard to lose when D'Lo's playing like this. I mean, it really is, because Bron going to be Bron. AD is going to be AD. But who gets to step up and play well? I think we found something, man. Austin, D'Lo front court. For all the defensive issues it provides, it sure does provide us a whole lot of spacing with the 3. And when you consider the fact that you need more space and shooting around Bron and AD, we're finding that we can get away with it. We may not get the stops, but we ain't getting the damn stops anyway. That's what we come to find out. So it just overall improves our all-around offense, provides 2 guys looking for one another, and then passers, guys that Bron could pass the ball to. AD, now that he's turning into a passer, he can find. And it just overall, it boosts our offensive production, which is what we've needed. Taurean Prince, I think, provides a cap-off on the spacing. He, too, is somebody they can pass to and get assists off of. So it just creates more of a flow in the offense. And though we're punting defense quite a bit, it's working right now. It's been working these last 2 games. So we can't hate, even though I would prefer to never see Taurean Prince in the starting lineup with those 2. Can't hate the results. The results have been us beating 2 very, very quality basketball teams. Fully healthy, both of them. You know, even though Shea kind of was hobbling around, I say Bron took Kyrie out of the game early with a play where he undercut him a little bit, and then Kyrie fell on his hip. He was never himself at the end of that process. But, Luka had like 33 points or whatever. They couldn't beat us because we were running it down their throats and creating opportunities for ourselves in the fast break constantly. And Bron's 3-ball was really falling out. I think he hit like 5 of them. So when his 3 balls falling like that, D'Lo's 3 balls falling, plus everybody else is contributing, and you got healthy Vanderbilt running around, it makes for a good situation. You know, the one thing that I can honestly say, though, it's going to sound strange, but I think we're a better team when Coach doesn't have the ability to play Cam Reddish in the way that he does. Because a lot of times Cam Reddish would be who we'd want to throw in the starting lineup just by default. 2 players we know he must play, Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish. But when he doesn't have Cam Reddish to go to, it keeps us in positions to play more of the guys who could probably do more for us offensively. And then it doesn't render Vando as useless as he ultimately finds himself being offensively, because he can be the focus of the defense and then be the only non-offensive player on the floor. So You go to guys like Max Christie a little more. Now you got more perimeter defense. You got more athleticism. Max had a pretty solid game. It's just 3 balls been falling these last couple of days. You go to Rui a little more. Even though Rui's 3-ball was terrible tonight, he was able to help us in other areas. And I thought our defense was a little better. Just overall, it was a little better tonight. In the second half specifically, we were able to get a few stops and really, kind of get that distance necessary in that third quarter. But it just comes down to the offensive players really showing up tonight and really taking advantage of the fact that this was a nationally televised game with guys who were trying to raise their value. And we were flashy tonight. Austin Reeves was flashy. D'Lo, of course, was on top notch. Bron had his swagger about him. AD was killing it all over the place. This was just a great win for the Lakers, man. It's exactly what you want to see when you've lost to a team twice in a row in close fashion. And, I'm not going to say Bron took Kyrie out on purpose, but what I will say is it probably was the difference. It was the difference. And I remember saying in the last game, we got to rough up Kyrie because the best Kyrie is the Kyrie sitting down. Because if he's out there jumping around, you probably can't stop him. And so I think Bron might have heard that somewhere or may have been thinking the same thing and say, you know what, let me just give him a little hard shove, see if we can knock him out of the game and have ourselves a nice night. And I think that's what we saw. No Kyrie. Dallas didn't have enough firepower. And Luka the Dom was frustrated all night. This was his first game back from injury in about 4 games or so. And he was just having a tough night, man. His passes, he was throwing the ball away, stuff like that. I mean, the shooting was there. He was definitely able to score. But some of his playmaking ability, you could tell that was where his rust really showed up. And so we were able to take advantage of that. We were definitely able to take advantage of that. So I'm very happy with this win, man. Very happy with the trajectory our team is now on with these home games ahead. We got a Brooklyn Nets team that we should be able to defeat as well at home coming up in the next game 2 nights from now. And I just think the rhythm of the games is coming, coupled with the fact that we don't have to get on flights and stuff, is just really helping the squad for the most part over these last 2 games. So, yeah, man, that's what it is, man. Fantastic game. If I'm going to give the game ball to someone, I think for me, I want to give the ball to AD just because he was 1 assist shy of triple doubles. His midi found its way a little bit. I don't think he attempted any threes, but he was dunking the ball pretty well. And just overall was looking for people. I'm so very happy that his passing game is coming around, because the one thing that he couldn't do when he got here was pass out of double teams very well. He wasn't somebody you can expect to get more than 4 assists. Now, over the last couple of games, he's shy of a triple-double, got a triple-double. He's keeping his assists above 5 just about every game this season. So for me, that's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. And so I think AD is only getting better. And I'm excited about his future with the Lakers now that passing is starting to come around for real. It just opens up his overall offensive game. So thrilled about this one. Loved how Bron was shooting the ball. He was shooting the ball real comfortably tonight. He looked fresh. He looked healthy. He looked fast. He really looked. This was a better version of Bron than we've seen in a couple of games for sure. And this is just a fantastic night for the Lakers, man. However, I can tell y'all something that has nothing to do with this game that you may want to know, Laker fans. DeJounte Murray hit the game-winning buzzer shot for the Hawks against Orlando tonight. Price just went up. Hawks fans are screaming, don't trade DeJounte. This is the worst possible thing. We want him to raise his trade value, if you're the Hawks. But what you don't want is the fans to turn on you if you trade him. And right now, they're going to turn on them for sure if they trade him after this basketball game. So I can tell y'all right now, that is a highlight you want to see. And I don't think it bodes well for us getting DeJounte Murray this week. I don't think so. Even though D'Lo's playing like a madman, Hawks fans are going crazy about that shot. And they absolutely do not want them to trade DJ after this game. However, things change quickly with the Hawks. I've seen Hawks fans be as fickle as game to game to game to game. So some days they saying don't trade him, other days they saying they are. But tonight, he's Mr. Hawk, put it like that. So I think the price went up on DJ, y'all. I think the price went up on DeJounte Murray. But the good thing is we know he can hit a clutch shot. You've seen him do it as early as tonight. So if you pick up that player, you know he's going to play well under the bright lights. And he's really playing great ball over the last 2 weeks. Ain't no way around it. He's playing all-star ball right now. So, yeah, that's something to know, Laker fans. For those of us including myself, who would love to get DeJounte Murray. I don't know that he didn't just make it significantly more difficult for us to do that. But at least D'Lo's balling at the same time. That's the most important thing. We're keeping his value up. And that is ultimately what it's about. So, yeah, man, great night for Laker basketball. Great night for us to be on ABC, showcasing who we are to the rest of the world. It's exactly how you want to play under the bright lights, man. I mean, rarely do you get a 5:30 game on a Wednesday night on ABC. I don't remember the last time there was a game like this. I really don't. Probably a playoff game, but nothing in the regular season. So for us to have dominated it in the way that we did, have the type of third quarter that we did, it was quite a sight to see, man. And as far as the Dallas Mavericks, well, you figure the last couple games, Kyrie's been the focal point, and then Kyrie goes out and they bring in Luka. So we caught them at the right time because that was a shuffle they just were not ready for. And they look a little flustered out there. And I like it. I like it a lot, given the fact they've beat us the last couple times. So, gives us an opportunity to tie up the season series against them in the next one, and that may prove to be important because you never know who you're going to see in the playoffs. So you definitely want to at least not lose the season series, at least tie it up. But, yeah, man, big game. Big game for the Lakers. Big game for everybody, man. Austin Reeves looked great out there shooting the ball. He was crisp, fast. And I keep putting emphasis on speed because guys were really pushing that pace faster than pretty much any other time I've seen. We were running straight down their throats. AD was fantastic in the fast break, finishing through contact. It was just a lot of fun, man. These last two games have really been a lot of fun for the LA Lakers, man. And maybe that was the button to press, Genie, telling a coach that he wasn't getting fired because the team's been playing great ever since. They have. They've been playing great. So I guess that was the right button to press. But, some good stuff out there tonight. Christian Wood, the one thing I can say, though, is he did not ball out. Christian Wood was cold, and I've yet to see him play well against one of his old teams. If he played for a team, you might as well just sit him because he ain't going to play well. This was just not a good night for him at all. But other than that, I thought everybody else was cool, man. Everybody else played very well with the minutes they had. And, it also wasn't really a Taurean Prince night, even though he was hustling hard. He always works hard. Made some good plays here and there, but a lot of the time he was getting cooked and fouling a lot and stuff like that. So we had to kind of cut him short in foul trouble, and I thought it was for the betterment of the team to a degree. But, everybody else was balling, man. Everybody else was balling. D'Lo was fantastic. Bron, AD, Vando, they played great, man. Those were the guys that really stood out for me tonight. And, we finally saw Austin and D'Lo have a good game at the same time. That's what I've been waiting to see, and I guess it takes them being in the starting lineup together for that to be the case. And so happy with garbage time as well. Guys got a chance to sit. You have to play them 48. Love that a lot. And that's pretty much what I got to say. Y'all know I don't have a whole lot to say when the Lakers win. I'm much more of a talkative person when the Lakers have things to work on, and I can point out those areas of need. But when we win and we kick butt, it's plain and simple. I'm happy. And I want my team to play like this every night. And I want to see them show up against teams that are playoff worthy on big stages, because that's what the Lakers are all about. So I'm pretty sure everybody tonight is proud, including myself. I'm sure the morale is as high as it's been in probably over a month after beating a team like the OKC Thunder and turning around and beating the Mavericks. And I'm glad we get to stay home for a little while longer, man. We got, 4 or 5 more games on this homestand, including the game against the Clippers where the floor will be theirs. But, if we keep playing like this, we expect to be able to beat anybody. And the Nets are no exception. I don't want no letdown against the Nets. It's very easy to walk into that as a trap game. Mikal Bridges is playing well right now. Claxton is getting healthier by the second. Dinwiddie's coming home. He's from L.A. You know what I mean? Dorian Finney-Smith is looking up his trade value. So I want the Lakers to take that team seriously. And if we do, we should be able to whoop them too. But if we don't take them seriously, it could be another letdown game. And that's just unacceptable, man. That's unacceptable, especially with how well we're playing right now. We showed up against the Dallas Mavericks on the big stage, and you know how I feel about my team. We tend to only show up for the tournament games. We tend to only show up for the big games. And I'm afraid this is one of those nights where it checked all the boxes for that. especially since it was on ABC prime time. So it checked all the boxes for this team to show up. Can we show up when nobody's watching, basically? A night game with the Nets when nobody cares about the Nets at all. Are you going to show up with the same energy? And if so, then we can start talking about how we've turned the corner. But I expect the 2023-2024 Lakers to win this game because of all the various different things that make it a big game. And so happy about it. And I'm going to carry this energy into the next one and be hopeful that we can go on a nice little winning streak here. Because Lord knows we played some terrible basketball last week. But if D-Lo's going to play like this, and we're going to find some continuity with this starting lineup, then it's going to be a lot of good things to say about this team going forward. And we can start forgetting about some of the problems that we've had behind us. We're 21-21. We reached 500 once again after kind of falling below it a little bit. So we're kind of happy about that. But we need to get well above 500 if we really want to be a playoff team, obviously. And that is exactly what we consider ourselves when we play like this, especially. So I don't know if this means trades will come now since guys are playing so great. You know what I mean? I'd imagine that the trade rumors will continue. But, it's hard to gauge what this means for whether or not you trade players. I think logically you do. You want to trade guys when their value's high. But just the same, when a guy's playing well, you don't really want to move them. So this could be an interesting couple of weeks if the Lakers keep playing this well. But a guy like D'Lo really helped his trade value and really helped his confidence just in general, the way he's shooting. Guys are getting him the ball quickly. And he's just playing with a lot of pep in his step. Some of the shots he hit tonight, scoop shots and getting to the rim and 3 balls. I mean, he was really, really in his bag tonight and could have very easily gotten the game ball as well. Because more of this game, when I look back on it is with him just doing a lot of great stuff out there. So shout out to D'Lo for really playing well. If this is going to be one of your last Laker games, we definitely going to remember how well you played in this one. So that's what I got to say, man. Happy about the win, Lakers. Congratulations on beating the Dallas Mavericks. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.